Archangel Michael has an urgent message specifically for you today. You've been feeling something shift in a relationship that matters deeply to you. The distance, the coldness, the strange energy between you and someone important, these feelings aren't your imagination. The powerful guardian angel Archangel Michael is watching over you right now. He has detected a critical situation developing in your life that requires immediate awareness. Those restless nights, the anxiety that hits you at 3 a.m., the dreams where you're reaching for someone who keeps moving away, these are all signs Archangel Michael has been sending to prepare you. He wants you to know that divine guidance is surrounding you during this painful time. Archangel Michael's energy of truth and clarity is with you as you hear this message. His light is ready to reveal what's been hidden from your awareness. The fact that you found this message today is no accident. Divine timing brought you here because what Archangel Michael needs to reveal cannot wait any longer. Someone close to you is making a final decision about your relationship, and you need to understand what's really happening before it's too late. Archangel Michael has revealed something that may be difficult to hear. A person who has been important in your life has reached their breaking point with your relationship. This isn't about one argument or a single mistake. It's about months or even years of accumulated hurt that has finally become too heavy for them to carry. This person feels emotionally exhausted and deeply misunderstood. They've been silently hoping things would change, waiting for shifts that never quite happened. Recently, something inside them shifted. They realized that continuing to wait is causing them more pain than healing. The decision they are making to cut ties with you wasn't made in anger or rushed in a moment of emotion. They've been thinking about this for weeks, maybe months, processing it quietly while appearing normal on the surface. What makes this situation urgent is that they've already begun the process of emotional detachment. Their heart is slowly closing off to protect itself from further disappointment. Archangel Michael sees that this person still carries love for you, but they are choosing their own well-being over maintaining a relationship that drains them. The window to address this situation is closing rapidly. Once someone completes the emotional detachment process, reconnect becomes nearly impossible. Their mind is made up, but their heart hasn't fully let go yet. This is why Archangel Michael is bringing this to your awareness now. Now you need to understand the signs that have been showing you this truth. Think about how this person communicates with you lately. Their messages have become shorter, less personal, more surface level. They don't share the little details of their day anymore like they used to. When you talk, you can hear the difference in their voice. That warmth and excitement that used to be there has faded. They've stopped making plans that include you in their future. When you suggest getting together, there's always a reason why it won't work. Even when you do spend time together, something feels different. They are physically present but emotionally somewhere else. You can see it in their eyes, they're not really with you anymore. Here's an important sign many people miss: they've stopped arguing with you. This might seem like a good thing, but Archangel Michael wants you to understand what it really means. When someone stops expressing frustration or trying to work through conflicts, it's often because they've given up on the relationship changing. Your calls go to voicemail more often now. Text messages that used to get immediate responses now take hours or even days. When they do respond, the energy feels flat, obligatory. They no longer react emotionally to things about your relationship that used to upset them. This emotional flatness is actually them building walls to protect their heart. They've started creating a whole life that doesn't involve you. New friends you haven't met, activities you're not invited to join, plans being made without considering you. On social media, you might notice less interaction with your posts, fewer photos of you together being shared. When they talk about the future, listen carefully, they use I instead of we. Their language has shifted from partnership to independence. Archangel Michael now reveals the deeper reasons behind their decision, not to make you feel guilty, but to help you truly understand. The core issue is emotional unavailability. This person felt alone even when you were together. They needed your emotional presence and support during difficult moments, but you weren't there in the way they needed. Think about the pattern of promises that were made but not kept. Small commitments that seemed minor to you but meant everything to them. They felt like they always had to chase your attention and affection. The exhaustion of being the one who always initiated contact, who always made the effort, who always tried harder. They communicated their needs and feelings, but those words seemed to disappear into silence. You might not have heard them because you weren't truly listening. They watched you make time for other people, other priorities, while telling them you were too busy. The loneliness of loving someone who seems emotionally distant became unbearable. There were specific moments when they really needed you, celebrations, hard times, important events, and you weren't there. Not just physically absent, but emotionally unavailable even when you were present. They began to feel like an option in your life rather than a priority. When they opened up and showed vulnerability, their feelings were minimized or dismissed. They found themselves defending you to friends and family while privately feeling neglected and hurt. The realization hit them hard. They were fighting for this relationship alone. You only seemed fully engaged when it was convenient for you, when you wanted something, or when you sensed them pulling away. The final breaking point came recently. A specific situation confirmed all their fears about the relationship. It wasn't dramatically different from other disappointments, but it was the one that made them finally accept the truth. This pattern wasn't going to change. They loved you through countless disappointments until they simply had nothing left to give. Archangel Michael wants you to see this painful situation from a higher spiritual perspective. This person's decision to step away from your relationship might actually be guided by divine wisdom. Sometimes the universe creates distance between souls when closeness has become unhealthy for one or both people. This situation is revealing important truths about yourself and your patterns in relationships. What feels like loss right now may actually be divine redirection. When relationships end or change dramatically, it's often because both souls need space to grow in ways they cannot while together. This person pulling away is creating an opening for necessary transformation in your life. The pain you're feeling isn't just about losing them, it's your soul recognizing that real change is needed. Archangel Michael reveals that some relationships enter our lives for a specific season to teach us essential lessons. The lesson in this situation involves learning to show up emotionally for people you love, to make them feel valued and prioritized, to be present not just physically but with your whole heart. Or perhaps the lesson is about releasing control and trusting that people who are meant to stay will stay, and those who leave are making space for better aligned connections. This might be preparing both of you for relationships that serve your highest good. The spiritual growth happening through this heartbreak is precisely what your soul needs for its evolution. This person's choice to prioritize their own well-being is actually healthy and brave, not selfish. Respecting their decision, even when it hurts, is an act of true love. The universe is using this painful experience to force you to look honestly at patterns you might have avoided examining. Archangel Michael now offers guidance about what you should do next. First, you must be completely honest with yourself about your true motivations. Ask yourself this difficult question: do you want this person back because you genuinely love them and are ready to change, or because you don't want to experience the loss? Are you willing to make real, lasting changes in how you show up in relationships, or would you just make temporary efforts until they came back and things felt secure again? The universe and Archangel Michael can see the difference between authentic transformation and performative gestures meant to manipulate someone into staying. If you choose to fight for this relationship, understand what that truly requires. Fighting for someone isn't about dramatic declarations of love or grand romantic gestures. It's about consistent, daily demonstrations of changed behavior over time. It means showing up emotionally in ways you haven't managed before. Making their needs and feelings a genuine priority, not just when you fear losing them but always. Being fully present, not just in body but emotionally and mentally engaged. Learning to communicate in ways that make them feel truly heard and valued. Most importantly, giving them the space they are asking for right now while you do the inner work on yourself. Respecting their boundaries even when it feels uncomfortable or scary. Understanding that rebuilding broken trust takes significant time and unwavering consistency. If you choose to release this connection, do it with grace and genuine blessing. Releasing someone doesn't mean you didn't love them enough or that you're giving up. Sometimes the most loving act is letting someone go so they can find their peace and you can find yours. This creates space for both of you to eventually attract relationships that truly align with your growth and healing. Regardless of whether this relationship is restored or released, your healing work must begin immediately. Archangel Michael's blue healing light is available to comfort your emotional pain right now. This situation is forcing you to confront patterns that have probably existed in your life for many years, maybe since childhood. The pain you're feeling isn't just about this current situation. Old wounds are being brought to the surface for healing. Experiences of abandonment or neglect from your past might be activated. Fears about not being good enough or worthy of love are probably surfacing strongly. These same patterns have likely affected other relationships throughout your life. This is your opportunity to break these cycles permanently. Begin by honestly acknowledging where you could have shown up differently in this relationship. Not from a place of shame or harsh self-judgment, but from genuine self-awareness and willingness to grow. Forgive yourself for the times you were emotionally unavailable. Understand that you can only give what you've learned to give up to this point. Your capacity for emotional presence and healthy connection is something you can develop through conscious effort and healing. This painful experience is teaching you what genuine connection actually requires. Practice this healing visualization. Close your eyes and imagine Archangel Michael's bright blue light pouring into your heart, filling all the wounded places. Release the pain, the regret, the fear of being abandoned or unworthy. Allow divine healing energy to repair the hurt parts of yourself. Remember that this person triggered these wounds, but they didn't create them. The real healing work involves addressing the original source of your emotional patterns, which usually goes back to childhood experiences. Archangel Michael provides specific guidance for your next steps forward. Spend the next several days in honest, deep self-reflection. Get a journal and write about your patterns in relationships. Where did these patterns start? What did you learn about love and connection in childhood? Ask yourself the uncomfortable questions about your true capacity for emotional availability and presence. Pray daily for clarity about whether you should pursue reconciliation or release with this person. Give them the space they're requesting without pressure, manipulation, or attempts to force contact. Use this time apart to actually become the person you would promise to be, not just talk about changing. Consider working with a therapist or counselor who can help you address these deeper patterns professionally. Practice showing up more consistently for other people in your life as you develop these new skills. Work on developing greater emotional awareness and better communication abilities. Strengthen your daily connection with Archangel Michael through prayer and meditation. Watch carefully for signs and synchronicities that will guide your path. Blue feathers appearing unexpectedly, repeating numbers like 111 or 444, and moments of sudden clarity are his messages to you. Trust that the right path will become increasingly clear as you maintain consistent spiritual practice. If reconciliation is truly supported by divine wisdom, doors will open naturally without force. If release is the highest path for both of you, you'll begin feeling increasing peace with letting go. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now as you receive this message. His light of truth is revealing what you needed to see, even though it's painful. His guidance came to you at exactly the right time for divine intervention in this situation. The next 48 hours are energetically critical. Begin implementing the healing and protection practices immediately. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week. Pray for clear guidance about your specific path forward with this person. Trust that your intuition will become stronger and clearer over the coming days as you open yourself to divine direction. This person's decision to step back is creating your opportunity for genuine transformation and spiritual growth. Whether you ultimately reconnect with them or release this connection completely, your evolution is the true purpose of this painful experience. Show your appreciation for this divine guidance and intervention by giving super thanks up to $20. This energy exchange helps strengthen your connection to Archangel Michael's continued protection and support during this difficult transition. Remember, what feels like a painful ending right now might actually be the beginning of your greatest personal growth and spiritual evolution.